It's been a while since I see my mom and dad. 'Cause we're not on the best.
Okay, we're recording. The internet connection should not drop this week.
So what was the issue that you found out?
Well, so we have a Google Mesh system, or we did. And one of the access points died, so we were down to the router and one access point. And then the other access point started going out. So I bought a whole new Google Mesh system, and it just kept dropping the connection. And it dropping and dropping. And I tried working with Google, and they really pissed me off. So the woman's like, well, let's restart everything. And she's like, does your network password have a special character in it? I said, yeah, it always has. Oh, well, that could be causing the issue. I'm like, it's never caused the issue before. All right, well, I'll change it. Well, and are they close to each other? I'm like, well,
You're frozen.
No. Is it better? Can you hear me?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay.
So, So she's like, are the access points close to each other? I'm like, well, the router's in the basement. The first one is almost right on top of it in the floor above it. And then the other one is up on the floor above it. And they're all really close. And we've never had an issue before. She's like, well, you'll probably have to put the two access points on the same floor. I'm like, whatever, I'll try it. And so I did it. And she's like, okay, well, if you have any issues, just let me know. I'm sending you an email. Bye. And hung up. Didn't even wait for me.
After how long it took for you to probably get a hold of someone to help you out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So,
but isn't the whole point of the mesh system to have it to where if you have, basically you're covering 3 stories, even though I know you're saying it's a basement, the main floor, and the second story, right?
Yeah.
So the whole point is to have access points and to have a stronger signal at each point. Why
Correct.
would you want 2 on the same floor? That makes no sense.
Right. So, I'm working with it. It seems to work for a little while, then it stops working, then it works for a little while. And then it dropped me from a work call. And the whole thing went down. And then it all disappeared from the app, and I had to reinstall the whole thing. And I'm like, I'm so done with this. I found another mesh system that wasn't Google. Plugged it in yesterday morning. We've had no issues. So...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I'd be losing my mind.
No, it's
I've never messed with it. We just have the wireless router. And we've never had any. And well, now mind you, we've also run cable to where we've got as many things hardwired as we can because I just prefer the Ethernet cable connection versus the Wi-Fi. But I mean, that's the whole point of a mesh system is to cover a larger area.
Yeah. And when
I don't get it.
2 of us are working from home and all 3 kids have snow days, so they're doing their schoolwork virtually too, we need like all the juice we can get out of our internet. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm glad you got it resolved. It seems, we had that little, you were froze there for a second, but I think, and again, I don't ever know, is it you? Is it, I don't know how to tell what it is, so I don't know. But okay. Well, we tried last week. We failed there. So you've got that. Anything else going on in your life besides getting your internet to work?
No, nothing of note. Oh, it's okay. It's kind of boring right now, which is good.
Okay, which is that's safe. That's very safe. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. As far as, did you find a place to eat when you were up north? Where'd you guys end up going?
I had to stop and get gas, so he's just like, I don't really want to try anything. I don't know what's going to happen with practice. We just went in the gas station. He got a sandwich.
Now hold on. Which gas station did we go to? Did we go to Howder Shell 66, or did we go to the Quick Trip right there by the highway?
No, we did the Howder Shell 66 because we were right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the less busy one.
Yes.
It's the much less busy one. Now, you could have gone a little bit further up a block away from me to go to the scary gas station, which it's called Max with a K, M-A-K-S.
Okay.
And they do fried chicken out of there. And I would have dared you to eat the fried chicken from Max.
Well, Will considered getting fried chicken from the gas station, and then the guys are like, "You don't want it." I'm like, that is a safe sign that you really don't want it if they're telling you you don't want it.
Exactly. No, never eat the fried chicken from the gas stations around here, man. No way.
Yeah.
Plus, for the time frame you're looking for, a sit down place, I don't think would have worked for you.
No, it wouldn't have.
Okay. And again, was it the Baptist church that they went to?
No, it said some kind of Bible church. So there's the high school and the elementary school right there together, and it's like on the other side,
right across the street.
No, it's on the same side of the street because in the parking lot we could see the high school back
That's
behind.
what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's probably Oots. Well, it's probably off of Oots that it was on the other side of. I'm thinking because it wasn't Wildcat Lane. Well, there is a church right there. Or no, there's a self storage right there.
Yeah, it's right next to the self storage.
There's a bunch of churches right there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, okay, that's that one.
We're headed back there tomorrow. So.
Oh God. So does the coach live up here, and that's why he's making you guys drive all the way out here?
No, the soccer club is a faith-based organization, so they work with a lot of churches.
Okay.
They've partnered with the elementary school right there, where the kids would come up and volunteer and help teach those kids soccer. So I there's some kind of tie to North County, but I don't know what it is.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. Well, other than the fact there's like 8,000 churches up here.
Yeah.
You could go across the street to the Mormon church if you want to. The Mormons are strong, dude. They got a strong church right there, man. Holy smokes. You get to watch all of them walking there on a Sunday. Whoo, boy.
Have you gone by and
so many Mormons.
Have you been like, have you seen Pillowpants?
No, I've not shouted at the people going to Mormon church. But yeah, no. Let's see. Let's go small drama first.
Okay.
I fixed the microwave tonight. That was my biggest victory of the day. Fixed the microwave. It had been giving us problems. It had been giving us fits. Basically, the microwave would just turn on by itself.
Yeah.
Like if you closed a cabinet anywhere near it, the microwave would just turn on.
Oh wow.
It's the weirdest thing. And then it would also it would run, but it wouldn't heat anything up. It would just be running. And when the door was closed, it would say the door is open.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't latching properly. So I figured out how to get to the latch, and a piece of plastic broke. And I figured out how to kind of jerry rig it around this piece of plastic. Basically, a tiny, tiny little piece of plastic, of course, is always the problem.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, do you guys have the same? I can't remember yours. So do you have over the range microwave as well?
Yeah, we do.
I don't like it. I just there's nothing else we can do because we don't have any space to put a microwave anywhere else. It's disgusting to me. It's all the grease because of all the filtering of all the cooking you do there and trying to get rid of it all.
Yep.
It's nasty. I'd prefer a brand new microwave, to be honest with you, just because how gross this one is, because we have to clean it so much because of all the grease buildup. But I'm not a big fan of it. But that was the small drama. But the thing I tried to get across last time was the accident drama. I don't know if you were able to catch any of that. Okay. But I guess I'll do it real quick here again, just because it could be on the recorded episode here. So Jen, whether it was week or week before now, I can't even get it straight.
It was the week before.
It was at this point. Week before.
Yeah.
Okay. Was driving Katie home. She shouldn't have gone out because there was just no need to, but she decided to do it anyway. I just find it funny when people go out, but the weather's bad enough for your children not to have school, but you're still going to go out when you don't need to. Like if you had to go to work because you have an essential job, or you could lose your job because of it, or it was an emergency of some kind, go out, risk it, go drive. But if it was for reasons that she didn't need to go out at all, just reschedule the appointment, it. It's not a big deal. It didn't need to be accomplished that day. It did not need to.
I can't say anything because that Wednesday and today I went to the comic book shop both times. The snow.
Well, but now here's the thing. Had you wrecked your car, you would have felt really stupid.
Probably.
But it'd be on you.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have any sympathy. You just would, because you'd be like, I was an idiot and I did something I shouldn't have done. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
So that's kind of my standpoint on it. And well, the comic shop for you, how far away is that? Is that right? I don't know where your shop that
it's like a mile. It's not far.
See, it's like right up the street. So
Yeah.
nothing. Where is there a comic shop right by you? Is it going towards 70 or going the opposite way?
Towards 70. The Quick Trip is just outside of Winghaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right behind there.
Okay. I think I know where you're at. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. So she hits ice, and she's on the 370 bridge and had that guardrail not, work the way it's intended to. Her and my daughter ended up in the Missouri River and died. So she hit it that hard. So it's pretty scary. It wrecked it's some body damage, and I don't know if there's any mechanical damage to the Jeep, which I told you I don't know if that got recorded or not, but it's really sad because of how much I've been battling to get this thing to work.
Yeah.
And just resurrect it to squeeze every drop of life out of it. So I had an appointment to go take it in on Tuesday of this week, but there was the snow, and it is in no condition to drive on dangerous roads right now. So I had to reschedule that, and we'll find out if it can be salvaged next Tuesday of next week. So we'll see. It's just really, really sad. I'm glad that they're okay and cars can be replaced, but man, it's so crazy how much we rely on cars. We're just a car-dependent society so much, and it's causing some issues as far as logistics of where to go. And then our break in case of emergency car, that's now having problems where when I was driving it on Friday, I had to drive it on Friday, something new happened. Light comes flashing on, service engine soon, probably something to do with a misfire of some kind, and it's now a matter of, do I want to spend money on that when I know I'm going to have to maybe jump money on the other one that's got less mileage on it?
Yeah.
Decisions. If I had it my way, Jay, both are going to pick and pull to the junkyard. I'll get as much money as I can out of junk cars, and let's go buy something is what I want to do. But Jen won't have any. She just doesn't believe in it. So
yeah,
we'll see what we can do here. So that's the drama going on in our world right now. But people are good. Kids will be going back to school tomorrow, hopefully. How about your kids? Do you think they're going back tomorrow, or are they going to still be home?
I could see them canceling school again because of the cold temperatures.
Kids can't wait out the bus stop. That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I think
our bus.
And what's crazy, by Saturday it's supposed to be like 40 degrees or something like that, is what Jen said.
Monday it's supposed to be up in the 60s.
Oh my god! What are we doing, Jay?
I know.
What are we doing here? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm so done with winter. I'm done. Hopefully this is it. Hopefully this was the last snow we get for the year.
I hope so. But
it's not like we got a lot this last time, but it was enough just to be annoying.
Oh yeah, enough to shut everything down again.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Early in the mornings when they decide not to do any pre-treatment. Okay, fine, don't treat the roads. Then all of a sudden, nothing all that morning long. Jen's like, she's awake going, there's an accident. There's an accident. There's an, just monitoring all of it because she likes to watch the freaking highway cameras from MoDOT.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
So, but I had to take Madeline to a doctor's appointment yesterday in Town and Country, and 40 wasn't really that bad.
Yeah.
Once I got closer to 141, it kind of slowed down just because there's usually a lot of traffic through that area. But I think the worst thing is just people in St. Louis don't know how to drive.
Well, they're too reckless and there's overly cautious people that are just way too cautious. They're going like 5, and making it a hell for everybody else. And then there's the people that it's fast and furious and they don't believe in, anyone else's safety. They could care less about other people's safety and driving recklessly. Yeah. So we have the two extremes, and we don't have enough people that live in the I'm a sane person that wants to get to my destination safely, but I also know that I can't go 5 miles an hour. So yeah, it's. And that's why I don't like going anywhere. Just stay home. I'm not dealing with people.
Yep.
But so goes life. So hopefully we'll be returning to normalcy. And there you have it. There's the drama. There's the life. Yippee-ki-yay. Oh! And you know how I always have problems with my cell phone, right? I have a shitty ass cell phone.
Yeah.
I was waiting patiently for today to be the day when Apple would announce their newest launch of the phone that I was looking for. It's just the iPhone SEs. This is it's supposed to be their economic model where I don't need any fancy bells and whistles, right? Just need one that works. That'd be great. And this is the economic version, Jay. They didn't call it the SE anymore. It's now iPhone 16e, and the economic phone costs $600.
Oh, jeez.
What world am I living in where $600 is an economic phone?
Yeah.
I understand. I understand it's a computer as well. I get it. It's a computer in your pocket. I get it. But that's not economic. Stop calling it that. It's just not. It doesn't exist. So, yeah.
No, I mean, at this point, if you want an economic phone, it's the flip phone.
Yeah, I know, right? Our podcast interruption every freaking episode. Oh my God, you're ridiculous. All right, that's enough. Go. Yes, go. Oh my God. Every time. You would think that my wife was a ghost and I was a single parent. I swear to God. I swear to God. Anyway, but yeah, that was what I was waiting patiently because I was hoping I can just get one because I wasn't gonna buy anything where it's supposed to be, oh hey, this will just cost a little bit and I'll just buy it and not make a big deal of it. And I was like, oh my God. And that's for the lowest gigabyte too. And I'm like, how many gigs do you have on yours?
I think I have 128.
It's 128. Do you find that to be enough?
Yeah, since I don't have to store music on it anymore, yeah.
Okay, see, and that's what I don't know, because I figure we're living in that world where 256 is now the minimum because how the file sizes are just so big on everything now.
Yeah.
But then, so the $600 phone jumps up to an $800 phone at that point, Jay. You want the extra gigs, right? And it's just like, oh my God, what do you do?
Yeah, we always look for the phone that's got whatever deal going on at the time we need to upgrade.
So I got to figure it out. I'll figure it out. Always have to. That or I'm going flip phone. Like you said, I'm going to a flip phone. Screw it. I don't need a phone anymore. Need me that bad? I'll go back to a landline. God damn it. Yeah. I'm so sick of this crap.
I hear those Blackberries are nice.
Hey man, if they're cheap, they still work. They got networks on them. I like the Brick Breaker game that was on there. I like the little ball with the game that was on there.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get into the nerd stuff. Although here's the first thought I had today in regards to preparing for this episode. I was thinking about X-Men 97.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it was a mistake for them to not have the second season in the bag ready to go right away?
I think a little bit.
I think because it's lost momentum, and I think that's the biggest problem that these. I understand liking that the streaming services like the old school model of I think they just wish they could go back to regular TV where you had commercials for everything, you bought a cable package, I really do. I think the streaming wars are done, and we the consumer have lost again. The consumer's always going to lose, right? We're never going to win at that war. But I was thinking about a show like X-Men 97 going, it's so much momentum. It was so popular. They were ready to go. They wanted more. They wanted to see where the story was going. Everyone liked the animation. They liked the story. They were getting back into X-Men. The MCU is going to eventually start. Let's go. X-Men are coming sooner than later, right?
Yeah.
And I think they dropped the ball because now people are like, when it comes back out, is it going to still have that same push where it's going to have even that? I think even casual fans were being told, "Hey, you should probably watch this. This was really good." And I think it had some momentum on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Do you think it's? I think it's smarter to do an entire series, have it ready to go, or at least a couple of seasons at the very least, and then have it ready to go so you're not waiting a year or two in between your seasons.
I think to a degree, yeah. But I don't know how soon after the next season's going to come out that the X-Men movies will be ready. So if they were able to do it where they could get everyone hyped up with a new season of X-Men 97 and then go right into a movie, I think that would be a good play for them. But I don't think they're at that point. I think it's going to come out and then it's going to sit for another year or two before we get more X-Men stuff.
And I think it's just it's a missed opportunity. And I'm just trying to think of what's the smarter play in regards to how to release your content. Because I was thinking of it along these lines, was when you have a popular TV show, in which, again, I think a TV show sometimes lets you get your story across better. If you don't, okay, like for a book, one book, be one movie. But if you have a series of books, which every comic book is a series of books, I think it's just better to have more in the can, because then it's better to dive into that as a TV show versus a movie sometimes, which that's what, the MCU was, is basically a TV show, episodic, but in a long format of movies. And we just had to wait for all the episodes to come out. But it was still a long running, everything built on everything else, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I was just thinking, I think it's a missed opportunity for these Marvel shows or these animated shows, especially, to not have more in the bank ready to go, especially if it's a hit. Because when you're watching something, I feel like it's a missed opportunity, because then you're also like, well, what happened in the first season? It's been about 2 years since we've seen that. And who has a lot of time to go back and rewatch everything? I know you and your family spends a lot of time going back and doing the rewatches, but you're not the norm. You're the outlier. Versus other people that go, there's just too much content. I can't remember what happened. This makes this less enjoyable in a certain way. I don't think you're getting everything out of it when you have to try to remember from so long ago what it was that you watched.
Yeah, and that's killed the series for me, like The Witcher. I watched the first season. By the time season 2 came out, I'm like, I don't even remember what happened in the first season. Correct. And I don't feel like going back to watch it. So Correct. I've never gone back to the show.
Yeah, I mean, there's very few shows, I think, that are out there that you're going to spend that time doing, because again, it's the content issue. There's just so much of it that you want to get through because you want to enjoy all these different things.
Yeah.
There's just very few shows I think people go back and go, I don't know if I can dedicate. I mean, think of a long running show.
Like a Breaking Bad.
Even a not long running show, but like, hey, the Daredevil Netflix series that we're gonna, maybe a lot of people are gonna want to say, I need to revisit that before I start Born Again. You're talking about 12 episodes per season, I think, and it was 3 seasons, 45 minutes a pop.
Yeah,
you got that much time to be able to keep up to that. I mean, unless you're ignoring everything else, but there's just all this other content to get through. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. The reason I did that is just because I've been enjoying, and we'll get to it in the homework section, but I'll just spoil it anyway. I've been watching Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
And I go, I am into this right now. There should be another season ready to roll right away, because let's just go.
Yeah.
If you have an idea, unless it was a limited series, and then if it's a limited series, great, but tell me it's a limited series. Tell me this is all you're going to get. And don't maybe expect anything further moving forward.
See, I don't think they like doing that anymore, though, because if it's not successful and they don't go back to it, you're going to have a segment of people that are going to be upset, because it was supposed to be a full series, but they had to cancel it because no one watched it.
Yeah, I guess you're right. The Firefly effect, I guess. That's what we're going to call that. So, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I don't know what brought it up and what I was thinking about, but I don't know what I saw. I saw a clip of something somewhere, I guess. It just made me think of X-Men 97, just going, man, I wish I could watch it right now. I'm ready to go. I wish I could enjoy that right this minute. But I don't even have a clue. When are we expecting season 2? Do you remember? Do we have any indication?
It was supposed to be end of 25 from last I heard. Okay. I looked today and I didn't see anything new about that, because Will actually came up and asked me the same question. Hey, when is season 2 coming out?
Huh, interesting. That's so funny. Maybe I saw something that had X-Men 97, maybe a reel on some kind of YouTube thing I was watching along the way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know what I saw. Just made me interested in running that in again. But, okay, I'm sorry. Did you have any topics for the evening, or just kind of flying off the seat of our pants kind of thing?
Just flying off the seat of our pants tonight.
Excellent. I like it. Let's see. What's been in the news that we could talk about that's been nerdy? Trying to think. I heard an interview. Let's see. No. Let me see what we got here. Well, okay. What about Born Again? How far away are we from Born Again?
Next month, I believe.
Okay, so that's coming soon. So that's got to be our most anticipated thing. I guess it's not really homework. Did you go see Brave New World?
No, we didn't. My wife was out of town last weekend, so we couldn't go see it.
Okay. Well, I did not see it either, but I have spoken to someone that has seen it. Mm-hmm. So I have firsthand account. Yeah. And this is a person that does not give two craps about what the critics say. he will just give you straight, I liked it, or it was just like, because I usually, how I work. Is it theater worthy? Is it not theater worthy?
Yeah.
If it's theater worthy, I'm there. I'll go see it. And he loves the MCU. All right, loves it. He's seen it all. I mean, hell, he goes to the theater to see all of it, but just about. He told me don't bother. He told me just wait for it to come to Disney Plus. Not worth even bothering to go see anything. I was like, really? He goes, it is slow. It does pick up towards the end. The end credit scene is pretty cool. And he goes, it's a setup movie. It's a complete setup movie for everything that's coming down the pike. He just goes, he was surprised by how slow it was.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest fear, was can an Anthony Mackie movie capture your attention? Do you care enough about the Falcon as Captain America? Do you care enough about that whole run in the comics? Like, was that a run that you read and it was you were invested and it was good and you're like, this is what I want to explore more of this. Screw Steve Rogers. I'm done with that. I'm ready for this new iteration.
I didn't really read much of it, truthfully. I mean, the little I did, I enjoyed. But he's stuck around as Captain America for the most part since then. I mean, they have 2 caps running around.
Yeah. Well, and 2 caps running around so they can try to sell 2 Cap books. I get it.
Yeah.
So they're trying to appease the OG fans of Captain America, and then they're trying to appease the people who go, hey, this is something new and different, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Totally get it. I don't know. I don't know. Do you think it was a mistake on their part for not following the comics to a T and doing the death of Captain Rogers?
I don't know, because every time I think they're going to follow the comic, they don't, and it ends up working.
Yeah.
And so I'm willing to trust them on the changes they're making.
Yeah. And, well, here's the thing. What are we, is it Fantastic Four that we're getting next?
Yeah.
And then we get that in the summer. So, I mean, that's a long time to wait.
Actually, no, Thunderbolts first.
April movie?
Beginning of May. And then Fantastic Four is July.
Oh, good Lord. Okay. And then is that it for the year?
Yes.
Okay. That's our yearly slate here. And we get Superman sometime here in the summer.
Yeah.
That's July as well, I believe, right?
Yes.
So, okay. I don't know. What do you think? Does that I mean, you're probably still going to go see it anyway.
Yeah, we will.
I'd like to get both your takes on it. Me, I'll probably just wait. Honestly, the last thing I want to hear is a Marvel property being slow at the theater.
Yeah.
Hard pass. I mean, the TV shows, I get it. It's just their formula. That's what they do. But for the movie to be called slow, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's got red flag all over it. Red Hulk, red flag.
Yeah.
I think it was a mistake to spoil the Red Hulk. I think it's kind of... I don't know why we're... I guess, again, with them not technically owning the Hulk property, just trying to squeeze in a Hulk movie into somebody else's movie every time. Right? It was supposed to be a Hulk movie that they kind of squeezed in on Ragnarok, right?
Right.
Now we're squeezing this in on Brave New World.
I want to know when they're going to get past this and just be like, all right, we're going to split the revenue with Universal. Yeah.
I'd love to see it. I mean, if they can work something out with Sony for Spider-Man, they can work something out with Universal for Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to think so. But, yeah. And here's the funny thing. I was watching a clip the other day as far as, what material to kind of rewatch to get yourself ready to go and see Brave New World. And they had the original Hulk, which I'm like, I'm still a big fan of the Edward Norton Hulk. I think it's actually a very strong movie.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. It's a blockbuster in my opinion. For everybody that hates Edward Norton, his portrayal as Banner is better than Ruffalo's. It's just Ruffalo's Ruffalo.
Yeah.
I think Norton is the better of the 2 actors, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, easily.
But we're not going to get Norton back, and I get that. That's fine. But that was part of the homework, which I'm like, okay, I might contemplate doing that. But then they said part of the homework was revisiting the Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I was like, I'm never going to revisit that. It was kind of boring the first time through. Why am I going to revisit that?
Yeah.
And then they wanted you to revisit all 3 Captain America movies, which I'm like, those are all in every single Captain America. Even though Civil War is just Avengers 2.5 is what we're gonna call that, right?
Yeah.
Is what it really was. Winter Soldier, we've agreed, probably the best standalone, and it's gonna hold up for the longest, I think.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just a genre movie that it's gonna, regardless if it was comic book or not, it's just a really enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
But then they also said you're gonna need to revisit the the Eternals, and I was like, who's ever going to rewatch that movie? Most people probably didn't even get through the first time of watching that movie. And I get it. It's because we're going big because we've got Galactus around the corner.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Galactus has anything to do with this movie, but I'm just assuming that because if I was told to watch Eternals, why else would you need to watch Eternals? There makes no sense for a Captain America movie.
I know why.
Okay, well, don't spoil.
Yeah,
No
I'm not going to. I know why. It makes sense to a degree, but it's not worth watching the whole movie to understand this little tiny bit.
Have you revisited? How many times have you watched Eternals? Is that something you revisited more than once?
No, I only saw it in the theaters.
See, and that's it. You've never seen it again, right?
No, and at some point I might go back and rewatch it, but I'm in no hurry to do it.
I got something for you. I tried rewatching Shang-Chi recently. I gave it a shot. And I liked it the first time in the theater. I did like it. I liked Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
It was cool that first rewatch. But dude, trying to watch it again, just not for me. I just turned it off because I was not enjoying it at that point. So I don't know, man. I just too many things to rewatch to try to enjoy that movie, and for it to get a don't bother with the theater, just watch it at home. That's not good. That's not a good sign. But what have you heard from anybody?
I really haven't heard much. I heard there's a little misdirection about the villain.
Okay. Well, because I thought the villain was supposed to be Giancarlo Esposito as a Sidewinder, right?
Yeah, but they were teasing more the whole Serpent Society, and I don't think any of that happens.
So. It's kind of like giving us Crossbones for like a scene.
Yeah.
Even though I know Frank Grillo was in the movie longer as the main character, but not as Crossbones. He wasn't really Crossbones, right?
Right.
Let's see. So, but it debuted to $100 million. What I'm seeing here is a headline. It says Captain America franchise to a righteous new something. And I'd have to click on it to read the whole thing. Are somewhat surprising. I guess surprising in a good way for Captain America.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here you go. Marvel's new Captain America #1 despite a backlash and poor reviews. Marvel's now a giant slop machine. Oh man, Vulture. Wow. Unreal. But Brave New. Oh, never mind. That's not the movie. That was the Brave. I was looking at this Google review and it gave it 4 out of 5. I was like, what? It's for the Aldous Huxley novel Brave New World.
Yeah, nice.
4 out of 5.
Which that's a low rating.
Let's see. I want to read this whole. No, okay. Collider did not like it. It's saying that even Harrison Ford could not save the movie. Captain America, Brave New World, neither brave nor all that new. Oh my gosh!
Wow,
this is harsh.
Yeah,
harsh reviews, man. Half-hearted Marvel movie. I can't believe that. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I'll still go see it.
And I'll wait to hear what you have to say. Maybe you can convince me otherwise. When are you guys planning on going to see it?
I don't know. It might be this weekend. But we had a last-minute soccer game thrown on the schedule, so...
Oh, that's always a good time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's a headline. Let's see. Scott Snyder reveals exclusive DC Absolute Universe spoilers, which I don't want to read anything about that. Are you following the Absolute Universe?
I've read everything that's come out through the app so far. I've been actually picking up Superman and Batman. Okay,
and how you been liking them?
I'm enjoying all of them. They're really good.
Yeah, I'll probably have to eBay them and try to go get, and if I want to get the floppies, or otherwise maybe I'll just wait for trades. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm interested in everything they're doing there.
Flash is coming out
how's
soon
this?
too.
Does the app help you with the new Absolute Universe, like as far as a good reading order?
No, not really. DC's app is inferior to Marvel's. Marvel will give you reading orders. But DC throws full trades on there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
Yeah. But it makes it so much easier. You don't have to click issue to issue to issue. I mean, you got 6 right there then. And I mean, DC will throw other books into their trades too. So if something ties into the story, it's usually in the trade.
Huh. So when you go see Captain America, keep this in mind. Here's the headline.
Okay.
I love Deadpool and Wolverine, but I think it started a serious adamantium problem in the MCU. Captain America Brave New World introducing adamantium was awesome, but I think it's become a dilemma as well thanks to Deadpool and Wolverine. Curious how that plays into that, because we really haven't seen anything about adamantium since X-Men 2.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Never really, I don't think it's ever even been mentioned since then.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So I'm curious how that headline plays in. I'm not going to bother reading the article because I'm worried about spoilers. I sent you that text. I know that adamantium is somehow involved in Captain America, but I'm wondering if that's just barely a note, just basically a teaser to the nerd saying, hey, X-Men are on their way, kind of.
I think it's more than just the teaser. I think it's a bigger story point.
Okay.
But I don't want to get in too much for you.
Oh, good Lord. How much have you spoiled of this movie for yourself already?
Not much. There's just one thing I know about it from it. So, and it has to do with the adamantium. So,
okay. Well, I'll have to see how that goes. Very curious because again, that's just our way of introducing the X-Men. So let me see here.
So here,
what else we got?
Real quick interruption. Mizzou's on a 12-0 run to start the basketball game tonight.
Yeah, I have not been following it at all. I don't want to know. Usually when I follow and we're on the podcast, it's bad news. It's been bad luck. I'm trying to avoid.
The game, it just started, but they're up 12-0. 12-0 with like 2.5 into the game.
Yeah. No, I'm too nervous, man. I'm too nervous.
Yeah.
We'll see. Who was it that was asking me about that? I don't know. I think it was my sister was asking about that. Just going, "Are you ever gonna stop with this?" I was like, you have no idea what it's like to be a Mizzou fan. You just don't know. It's like being a St. Louis sports fan. It really is.
Yeah.
In regards to, at least for our generation, we got spoiled a little bit with the Cardinals. Very limited spoiledness. Like we never had spoiled like the Chiefs have been spoiling Kansas City. As soon as the Mahomes era, once that era is over, I think the Chiefs are going to fall off a hard cliff and be bad for a long time.
Or they'll go back to how they were they're the first round out of the playoffs.
Something along the mediocrity at the best, I think. Or we never had a run like the Patriots had a run,
right.
Where it's championships every year for a good long time. Where with the Cardinals, we made appearances in the World Series, we were strong in the playoffs. At least we made it to the championship games as far as the National League Championship game. We had that for a good, we made the playoffs for a good, probably almost 15 years, something like 15, 20 years, it felt like. We were always at least in the hunt for the playoffs. Yeah. And we were maybe missed it by a game or two at the worst.
There was a stat that Yadier Molina had only played like 30 games in his career where the playoff implications weren't involved.
See, and that's a crazy stat, right? It's super crazy. And I was like, look, take the Cardinals away, but again, in my lifetime, but I was literally not even a point for the 82. 85 again. Or sorry, 85 we made it but we didn't win, right?
Don Deckinger.
See, so again, 85 I'm not even going to count that as being able to even kind of try to enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay? And then we've got, 06 and 11. That's all I get for the Cardinals. 06 11.
We had 87 as well.
87, but we didn't win the World Series, though, right?
No, we
were
lost
there,
to the Twins.
So that's my point. Okay. Again, at that point, 5 years old, your prime time of being a fan, right? So, I compare it to that. I go, look, it took until it was, 2019? How old would I be? Basically about 40 years. We'll just use that. We're round numbers. It took me 40 years of fandom at that point for the Blues, right?
Yeah.
To just even sniff the Stanley Cup, let alone win it, which that's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Still riding high, like almost 6 years later, we're still riding high on 19.
Oh, yeah. Of course we are.
But we haven't even sniffed being anywhere near that, right? Not anywhere near it. Okay? And then so I got that, okay? The Rams have left. They left town. I didn't have football for most of my childhood. Got some of the best football you could ever watch. It was some of the most entertaining football ever, right? Probably the most entertaining Super Bowl ever that I've ever witnessed, right?
Yep.
And then gone. So just gone. They took it away, so I don't even have that anymore, right?
Yep.
And then, okay, now you throw in my college team. Never even made it to a Final Four. Had never even sniffed a national championship. I go, it's like the Cubs and the Red Sox together before they got theirs, and just multiply that by a lot more, because college sports, it just means something different, in my opinion. College sports are just different. Because it just is. I don't know what it is. It's just different.
We get those sniffs every once in a while. Like the number one team under Pinkle was 2012?
No, 2007 is the one that was the one you're maybe thinking of. Yeah.
Stupid.
And you're like, I'm one game away. I'm one game away from just at least playing for a national championship.
Yeah.
And I said it with the Blues. I said it with the Blues for a long time. Just once before I die. Just once.
Yeah.
So I got that. And so now it's like, and then I had to like, well, what do you want it more? Basketball or football? I'm not going to lie. My Mizzou fandom started with basketball. It did.
Yeah.
But that's because Mizzou was so horribly bad at football.
Yeah.
But then if I had to choose one, I don't know if I could. But I at least want to just at least play for one would be nice. At least have the attempt to play for a championship. And we've never gotten there. Never. And it's just hard. Every year goes by and you're like, maybe this will be the year. Maybe this will be the year. Nope, not the year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll hopefully it'll be okay. I'll watch the game later tonight.
Yeah.
if needs be. We'll see what happens. I don't know how you do it. I don't think you don't get impacted by a Mizzou win or loss, do you? You enjoy it. I think you follow it, but do you get are you are you a fan of it to the point where you're like, this really bummed me out that they lost?
In football, not as much basketball.
Not as much basketball. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was curious because it's so fun though. Man. Yeah. This year's been fun. I want to enjoy it, but man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time I get my hope up, it's just like, And tonight especially because we're playing this coach, Nate Oates. I don't know if you know about Nate Oates, but he is just the most hateable person ever. He's awful.
Well, he's at Alabama, so that doesn't help him.
I mean, Alabama or not, really, to be honest with you. That's not what bothers me so much. He's just a chode.
Yeah.
He really is. So, okay, that's enough Mizzou talk for the evening. What else do you have? Do you have anything on the docket besides that?
So did you watch any of the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary stuff?
I'm sorry, you cut out completely. I didn't get any of it.
Did you see any of the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary stuff?
No, I didn't. So there was a big episode this past Saturday?
It was actually Sunday. They did a primetime 3.5-hour episode.
Oh, wow.
And Friday night they did a concert with cast members and people that have been on the show before.
Okay, did Bill Hader make an appearance?
Bill Hader did not. Him and Dan Aykroyd were the two notable missing people from it.
I wonder if that's because he's on a project he just couldn't get away from or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't heard why.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I did see this. I saw that. I did see something on YouTube. Now, mind you, it was the skit. It was Black Jeopardy with Eddie Murphy and Tracy Morgan.
God, that was great. Until
Eddie Murphy, his impersonation of Tracy Morgan is so funny.
It was.
It was spot on, man.
But did you see when Tom Hanks came on and reprised his role from Black Jeopardy?
That's Doug. I was like, his name is Doug.
That just felt kind of forced.
It did. Well, it didn't fit.
No,
it just wasn't. And Doug was a great sketch. But that was a great sketch.
It was.
Needing to revisit it, sure. I get since you had Eddie Murphy come back, great. Just even better to have him do it. But I don't think you needed to put Doug back in there. I would have. Oh, go ahead.
I would have left Eddie Murphy doing Tracy Morgan for the whole thing.
Exactly. And then if you're going to get Tom Hanks to come back, I'm sorry, but if I can get him to be the roadie for Aerosmith and reprise that for Aerosmith on Wayne's World, oh, come on, man. That was great. Oh,
so he did have a good moment in the concert, though.
Okay.
So Jimmy Fallon was like the MC of it, and he would introduce some of the bands, but he would sit and talk in the crowd, too. And he said he made a comment about, and I just want to remind everybody, this isn't an award show. And you see Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson get up and walk out.
That's great. I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
done. Jesus.
But social media took it as they were upset about something that happened and they stormed out.
Oh,
and I'm like,
no, it was a bit.
Yeah, it was a
That's what it
bit.
sounds like. Okay, gotcha.
So,
So I guess my question to you is, it's got to be on Peacock, right? It's like,
yeah,
I'm gonna assume it's there for on demand. Okay.
yeah.
So did you watch all 3 hours of it?
I have not. We joined it late, and I think I didn't see the last 15 minutes or so because I'm old and I have to go to bed early. So,
Gotcha. Well, of course. I can only make it so long.
The news segment was great because it was Colin and Shay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they brought back some recurring characters. One of them, though, is the drunk uncle, played by Bobby Moynihan.
I don't remember that one.
Well, he's the typical drunk conservative uncle. And in the middle of it, just randomly, he goes, "Not my Captain America."
That's funny, dude. Oh, no.
I was dying when he did that.
Well, because I'm trying to think, did Sandler come back as Opperman? Did we get a Hollywood Minute from Spade?
No, they didn't do either one of those. Spade was in the crowd, and he did a musical segment with John Mulaney.
Okay.
Adam Sandler did a song at the end that was almost an in memoriam by the end of the song.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it was pretty good.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of other special guests on the weekend update. Well, Stefan would have been great, but Bill Hader wasn't there.
Right. They had Bill Murray come in and do his top 10 hosts of the news.
Okay.
And first off, he pulls up like the Wayne World style board where they pull the slot down and reveals the name.
Yes.
So he goes right off the bat. Let me get this out of the way. He goes top black anchors, and it's got one spot on, and he pulls out and he goes, "Congratulations, Michael."
That's great.
And so he starts going through, and he.
Now hold on. Let's just say this though: the weekend update anchors.
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald was on another level.
Oh yes, he was.
He was amazing at it. Come on, man.
He got fired over it.
I know, but he was still really, really good at it.
He was.
Like, really good. Who is your favorite anchor for Weekend Update?
Oh, God, I don't know. I love Norm. Just his humor just always hit me.
Yes. He is funnier than anyone really gives him credit for.
Oh,
he was a genius. He was a comedic genius, to be honest with you. He was great.
He was top 3 according to Bill Murray.
Yeah. Okay.
So I really like Colin and Shay. I think they play off each other so well.
See, I don't watch it enough. I need to probably just watch the clips of them doing it.
Oh yeah,
because I don't watch the show at all anymore, to be honest with you.
Because they do a joke swap at Christmas time.
Yeah, no, I know about
and
that.
Those are
I'm
hilarious.
Yeah.
So, because
I'm trying to think of who else did we grow up with doing? Because I mean, we had a little bit of a what's his name? Not Miller.
Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller. Yeah, Dennis Miller.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Kevin Nealon.
Kevin Nealon, that's right.
Yeah.
He did do it for a little bit.
Colin Quinn did it.
Yep.
Norm's
better than all the ones you've named already.
Yeah. So like there was Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. They did it for a while.
Yeah. And then Seth Meyers did it. He was pretty good. He was pretty good at it too.
Yeah, and he did it with Tina too.
Yeah.
The early people, Chevy Chase did it the first season.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd and Jane Curtin did it together.
I saw the clip yesterday where it's Jane Curtin going blah blah blah, and Aykroyd comes in. Jane, you ignorant slut. Yeah. Just the way Aykroyd's delivery. I'm like, oh my god, Aykroyd was a killer, man.
And apparently they didn't get along.
Great, man. That's a classic right there.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
No, but so Bill Murray went through his list, and he was pumping up Colin the whole time, and he gets to number 1, and he's like, this guy's known for his great head of hair, and apparently he's currently sleeping with Scarlett Johansson, and he pulls it out, and he goes, and it was his brother's name, not Colin Jost. Because I guess his brother did it for a short period of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Brian Doyle Murphy. or Murray.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
you would know him if you saw him.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I guess I'll have to check it out. That's 3 hours, man. That's a long. That's a long thing right there.
Yeah.
Good lord.
The concert was really cool too.
Yeah.
Because they brought back some of the past guests to do it, but they would play like one of their own songs, and then they would play somebody else's song that was performed on the show as well.
Yeah.
You had Post Malone come out with Nirvana and play "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Interesting.
Because during the pandemic, Post Malone and Travis Barker played the album in its entirety streaming, and it's coming out on vinyl soon.
Interesting.
So yeah, that was really good. Will Ferrell and Anna Gasteyer came out and did the old couple that played the hotels, and they would do all the rap songs, and they did Not Like Us, and it killed.
Nice.
Yeah.
So okay,
I have a clip of it somewhere. I'll send that one to you because they were hilarious.
So was Will Ferrell, was he pretty prevalent on there?
Yeah, he had quite a few sketches.
Nice. All right. Cool.
They didn't do much with the current cast, which was kind of surprising, but at the same time, they had so many people they probably wanted to squeeze in. It was worth checking out. There, some parts felt forced, some parts were just awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I wanted to also mention this. I saw this earlier today. I want to get your take on this.
Yeah.
Apparently, James Cameron had to convince Arnold Schwarzenegger to play the role of Terminator. Like, Arnold wanted to turn it down. He didn't want to do it because he was saying he wanted to try different roles because he had just come off doing Conan and some other roles that were very, very similar. And he said he just wanted to challenge himself with roles with more dialogue and just being more than just the body and the action. Right?
Yeah.
And basically, it was just Jim Cameron going, "Trust me on this. You know, he's got the vision. You're gonna have a little bit more dialogue than you think." And it's just, you know, it basically kind of boiled down to, it was almost kind of like, I don't know, this is not a good analogy, but it's the thing that came to my mind was back when Mizzou was recruiting Drew Lock to be its quarterback, and Drew was he was probably dead set on going to Notre Dame. Like, he could have gone anywhere he wanted to, honestly.
Yeah.
But basically, their selling point to him was, could you live with yourself if anyone else was going to be the quarterback from Missouri? You know, kind of one of those things. Like,
yeah.
Could you ever go back? So kind of one of those same things where the analogy I'm trying to give is, could Arnold live with himself knowing that someone else was going to be the Terminator, right?
Right.
And so, I mean, you know, history, he does it. Turns out to be the best decision he's ever made. Terminator 2 is probably one of the best sci-fi movies you could probably argue ever. I don't know. We probably need to do that. I think we've ever talked about like best sci-fi movies ever.
Yeah.
But Terminator 2 is incredible.
Oh yeah.
But it made me think about it in regards to a lot of the, things getting rebooted. Like, for example, what was the God darn, what was it? I saw an interview today with somebody. Oh, they did an interview with Michael B. Jordan. And they're like, hey, there's talks and stirs of saying they're going to want to do a reboot of The Wire, or basically a modernization of it. All new same story, same season, same everything, but just modern actors, modern dialogue, all that good stuff. And then Michael B. Jordan's like, leave it alone. What are you doing? No, I don't want anyone ever be Wallace again. I was Wallace,
Right.
And it's perfect the way it is, right?
Yep.
And so it made me start thinking about it. Like, let's say you were to do Terminator again. Let's say first of all, I'd say leave it alone. There's a lot of things that need to be left, like the Goonies. Leave it alone. They're not going to, because they want to make money. Hollywood can't come up with anything new, and they're going for the nostalgia.
But at least Goonies is going to be a sequel, not a reboot.
Still, leave it alone.
Yeah.
I'm going to die on that hill of leave it alone. It would be, and here's a movie I revisited last night. Okay, I revisited Stand By Me.
Yeah.
It would be like trying to do Stand By Me today, right?
Yeah.
And I'd say, leave it alone. It can't be done again. It's captured in the 1950s, 60s. I think. Well, yeah, 1950s is what I want to say for Stand By Me.
Yeah, I think so.
You can't capture that in 2025.
No.
It's just different generations, different worlds. Things that they did then, it's not going to make sense now.
Yep.
You can't PC that. You can't PC this. You can't 2020. I'll say that you can't 2025 it. You just can't. It just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
But it made me think, as far as the Terminator. Let's say they get the squirrely idea, let's reboot the Terminator. And I mean a straight up, hey, it's Terminator, but it's done in 2025 with updated graphics, updated everything. And you're not going to AI it. You're not going to put Arnold's face on it, but de-age him, like they did in, I think, what was it, Genesis, or one of the stupid sequels that everyone hates now. I'm talking about brand new, not a sequel, it'd be, who would you cast? Who would be your Terminator? And my concern being, it'd probably be The Rock. Because who else are you going to get to play? It has to be someone imposing, like Arnold was, right? Because Arnold was just huge in the original Terminator.
What's his name? Alan Richardson?
Alan Richardson? Okay, I hear you. Yeah, he's huge. Yeah. He is huge right now. Like that dude. That's who you'd have. Now, would you do it though? Would you even entertain it?
I don't know if I'd entertain the idea.
Yeah.
But if I was going to do it, that would be one of the first guys I would think about.
Okay. See, I couldn't even think. I would say that most studios just go straight to The Rock, just because of how big he is.
Or Bautista.
Well, no, because he lost all of his muscles.
I mean, at one point it would have been Bautista.
The old Bautista. Yeah, maybe you could have gone with him, but I'm on that bandwagon right now. Leave it alone. Please stop. Leave it all alone. Just get some new IP out there. Try something different. But yeah, no, it just made me think about it. I find it hard to believe that we could have lived in a world where he was not Terminator. And who back in the 80s could you have gotten to play that role?
Stallone, maybe?
Who else would it have been? Stallone? Maybe Carl Weathers? Carl Weathers as the Terminator? I couldn't think of anybody else.
Did you ever hear the story about how Stallone did, I think it's either Tango and Cash or Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
There was a joke. I think he did a bit on a night like a late night talk show or something like that. I think where he's talking about, or was it Throw Mama from the Train or something like that?
I don't know. What I heard, someone asked Arnold about it, and Arnold got offered. I think it was Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Okay.
And he said it was just the worst script he ever read.
Yeah.
But he had his agent put floaters out there that he was considering it, and when he said no, they went to Stallone, and Stallone heard that he was considering it and took it.
Yeah.
Arnold intentionally sabotaged him.
Yeah, I've heard this story. Yeah, I think that's the story he was telling, the one that you're telling now.
Yeah,
that's great. Oh my god, that's so funny, dude. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, it's something Arnold would do. Yeah, I can see that.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on social media at Nyrdcast. It's NYRDCAST, and at our website, nerdcast.com. Be sure to rate and review the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
This week's featured track is Straight Face by Muhnday.
It's been a while since I see my mom and dad, 'cause we're not